What do all these different types of disasters have in common, other than the fact they've cost nearly 4 million lives and impacted 800 million more over the last 20 years? Last year alone, they cost $300 billion worldwide, and scientists are convinced they will occur more frequently and with more severity as a result of changing climate. They are not only among the most dangerous environments in the world to have to survive for their victims, but also for those choosing to work in them as well. These volunteers not only contend with the dangers inherent in the disaster, but also work in a disorienting environment of destroyed infrastructure and a lack of coordinating communication. Without the usual communication systems that we depend on, these disaster response groups are prepared to work in relative isolation from each other, either doing without precious resources they could desperately use, or reproducing each other's efforts, wasting time. These groups use modern technology for communicating within their organizations and with their home offices and donors. But research at Johns Hopkins has shown that little is communicated between groups in the initial stages of a disaster. Rather, efforts to coordinate disaster response have in the past settled for periodic face-to-face meetings with similar functioning groups, referred to as clusters. These are understandably slow and inefficient formats and predictably don't keep up with rapidly changing conditions. Coordinating bodies such as the various UN telecommunication groups have built systems to unite these various groups, but research found that despite these technological achievements, the nature of disaster response and its funding leads groups to compete rather than collaborate. This competition slows down the delivery of aid and ultimately costs lives. What's lost is situational awareness. This is a knowledge of where all response groups are operating at any given moment, with what resources and what needs they have at those locations. It means understanding as situations unfold in various parts of the disaster. Being aware means being able to share limited resources more efficiently and perform more safely as well. Utilizing these requirements, technology was designed that could give all groups and their coordinating bodies the awareness of where all other groups are operating, with what resources and immediate needs they have, as well as any dangers they witness at their locations. By combining these essential elements, the disaster response could be coordinated, facilitating rescues and delivering aid, all while rescuers stay safer. Using the results of research investigating the communication patterns of response groups and survivors, technology was designed to represent the essential elements of situational awareness. The network takes advantage of the scant amount of bandwidth required by SMS networks to deliver to aid groups and their coordinating bodies an overview of the entire disaster. Touch-sensitive icons on expandable maps on user smartphones represent the precise georeferenced position of the various response groups and links them to a text box containing the latest information about that group. Groups can utilize the application in the field to describe rapidly changing conditions such as their logistic needs or patient tracking. A separate Find feature can be accessed to find other groups. It shows a functioning compass rosette indicating the distance and direction to that group from the operator's position. Urgent messages such as unfolding violence or rapidly changing conditions can be highlighted across the top of the screen, notifying all users simultaneously. Emergency operations centers could develop a composite picture about the disaster scene in real time and be empowered to dispatch groups nearest to unfolding situations. Aid could be delivered to where it was needed most, with an informed awareness of the entire disaster scene. Emergency operations centers would also receive the combined information from all groups in the field and develop a cumulative picture of the disaster, allowing them to eliminate the duplication of effort and waste of resources by dispatching the nearest resource and communicating about special shared capabilities with an informed awareness of the entire disaster.